Hi musicians, I can't wait to make this with you. Today we're gonna learn how to make an origami boat. Ooh, doesn't it look so interesting? Okay, so first what you need is a piece of paper. And if you have a colored paper or paper that has lines on it, that's okay too. And then you need your hands ready. First check your paper to make sure that the long side is on the bottom and on the top. The short sides are on these sides over here. So step one is I'm gonna take my hand over here on this side and I'm gonna fold it in half like a hot dog. Make sure everything is lined up over here and then push it all the way down. That's called creasing. You crease something by pushing it down. Okay, then bring that crease to the bottom. So my paper looks like this right now when I open it. And now I'm gonna fold it again like a little book. I usually put my finger right here in the middle to help me fold it. And then line everything up. Picking it up might help a little bit too. And make sure all of this is even, and then crease it again with your finger. Okay, so when you open it, it looks like a little book, like that. Check your work before you move on to the next step. Okay, now you're gonna open up that little book and make sure that the opening is right here on the bottom. The part that you creased is here on the top. Now you're gonna take this itty bitty corner over here with your hand, and I'm gonna use my other hand to point right around the middle, just a little bit below the middle. So if you want, you could even use a little pin and mark a little spot right there. And I'm gonna put my finger there and I'm gonna drag this. And what I'm trying to do is make a line right here. So where that crease is right here, that's where I'm gonna try to fold this little triangle and then crease it down. So it should look like this now. Here's what it looked like when it was open. And I tried to match this part with this line right here. Now let's do that to the other side. I'm gonna take this point over here and I'm gonna bring it all the way to the middle where that line was right here. Crease it down with your fingers. Push it all the way down. Okay, that's what that looks like when you're done. You should be able to open it like this, like little cat ears, and close it up like that, like a triangle. Next step. Now I'm gonna take this bottom piece right here, open it up, and fold it all the way up. So maybe if I turn it this way, it's a little easier to see. I'm gonna fold it across right here. If I flip it this way, this is what it looks like now. I can open it or close it. Got it? Now let's turn it around to the other side and do the same thing. I'm gonna fold this rectangle right here. And I'm trying to match this line right here. Crease it down, crease it down. Now it kind of looks like a little hat. Here's what it looks like on one side. And here's what it looks like on the other side. Check your work before you move on. Okay, now I see a side that has a crease right here and a side that just has a line. Meet me on this side where it just has the line. I'm gonna take this little corner piece right here, this little flap, and I'm just gonna tuck it in like that. When you tuck it in, it looks just like that. A little tiny triangle again. Go to the other side and tuck it in. Should look like this on this side. You see how I have two little triangles tucked in? Now close it up and fold it over. It's almost like you're tucking it in too. Fold this side over. Want to see that one more time? I'm gonna open it up. All I did was fold it over so I can't see it anymore, and fold it over so I can't see it anymore. So this side that has the little open spot right there, I can't see any of that, but when I flip it on the other side, here it is right here. Okay, next step. Now you're gonna take these two little sides right here, those 2 points, and if I push them together, ooh, look, it starts to open up like a little duck mouth. Do you see that? Quack, quack, quack. Watch when I open it. All I have to do is push it down, but look, it's a little tricky over here, so I'm going to try to smooth it out with my hands to make the shape of a diamond. I see a line over here, and all I have to do is push down that line, and I'm going to crease it with my fingers now. And now you should have the shape of a diamond or a duck mouth. Here's that step one more time. First, our little boat looked like this, and we folded those flaps in. And then we pushed it together and flipped it over to make the shape of a diamond. And then you crease it down. This is what yours should look like now. The front or the back, they almost look exactly the same now. Check your work before you move on. Okay, now you're ready for the next step. Take this little duck mouth opening, bring the point all the way to the top and crease it down. You should have the shape of a triangle on the top. Here it is again. I took this point and I brought it all the way up to the top, and I creased down with my fingers. Now I'm going to flip it to the other side and do the same thing. Take this little duck opening to the top and crease it down with my fingers. A lot of creasing today. And this part, it's really thick. There's a lot of paper now, so make sure you crease it down really good. Okay. Now you should have the shape of a triangle. On one side of the triangle, I see I could put my finger right there. On the other side, I could put my finger this way. That's what yours should look like. Check to make sure. Can you put your finger in there? Can you put your finger on this side? Yes? Okay, now I'm going to take these 2 points again, and remember how we did that little magical trick where we opened it like this? I'm going to put my fingers in here, and I turned it into a duck mouth like that. We're going to do that again. Watch how I do that. It was closed like this, and I'm going to push it open. And now I have the shape of a diamond again. Crease everything down really good. Crease down that diamond. Okay, here's what yours should look like. I see a lot of flaps going on, a flap here, and lots of flaps inside one side. You should see multiple flaps inside there. Okay. Check your work before you move on. It's tricky to know which side is the top and which side is the bottom. I want you to meet me on the side that when you put your fingers on the top, you can kind of move it like that. If I'm on this side, I can't really do that. It doesn't open at all. So you're gonna meet me on this side where you can kind of pull it like that, okay? Because here's where the magic happens. This is where it turns into, remember we were making a boat like this. Okay, so I'm gonna put my fingers right up here on the very tippy top. Make sure that I'm not touching this right here. I'm not touching that mountain right here. It's almost like I'm touching the clouds that are gonna start separating in the mountain. And I'm pulling and pulling and pulling. And there's my boat. It's starting to open. Do you see that? Here that was again. That was so cool. Okay. I'm gonna pinch the little clouds that are forming around the mountain. And I'm gonna pull them out. And I'm gonna stretch it like this. Okay. Then I'm gonna lay it flat on the table and do another crease. That just means I have to push all of that was sticking out down. Push all of it down. Okay, push all this side down. Yeah, you got it. And now there's your boat. I'm gonna put my hand inside and just kind of push it. There it is. Here's what, both sides should look the same. And the bottom should look like this. You could flatten it out a little bit more with your fingers. And now mine sits a little bit better. My boat is kind of wobbly. I wonder if yours is like that too. Here's what my first boat looked like. Oh, that one's a little wobbly too. That's okay. I think that's the way it's supposed to look. And then what you could do is you can color your boat. You can, if you have Legos, you could put little Legos in here and play with them inside your boat. I hope you had fun. I hope that wasn't too tricky. I can't wait to see what yours looks like, friends.